Hi, folks. As promised, here is your part 2 for the transcription of the word stage. Stage. Now, what I did here is called broad transcription. It's kind of like generally how we think these sounds are being made. Like we've got the representations of all these sounds, call them the phonemes. It's just the kind of the concept of these sounds, but really in real life, this isn't exactly how we're saying it. We can add more detail to this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open a different kind of brackets. I'm going to do a narrow transcription. This is called a style called broad transcription. Let's look at what it looks like with a narrow transcription. With narrow transcription, it is truly what a person says. So you have to have an acoustic, like speech sample, really, for these, because you're transcribing exactly what someone said. And something neat goes on when North American English speakers say these S blends with T's. Now, typically, listen to that word, typically, typically. For a T sound, when a T sound is a true T sound, there's a little puff of air that comes out after it. T, t. And even if you hold a tissue in front of your mouth and say the sound, you can make the tissue you can see how the air pushes the tissue away. It's like t, t, and the tissue will flap. Some languages have aspirated and unaspirated stops. In North American English, the p, t, and d sounds are almost always aspirated. So we've got a little puff of air after each of these. And we use that little H symbol to show there's a little bit of air coming out there. It's almost like a little breathy air comes from your throat. Something interesting happens in S clusters. See how we've got this S blend here? St, st. I'm not really saying stage, stage, with a big burst of air. In this case, I'm doing an unaspirated T. And S blends do this. They take away that little puff of air. We use this little equal symbol to show, no, there's no aspiration of that specific sound. It's adding a little extra information, right? Okay, so the S, that doesn't change. S, stage, stage. Do you hear how it almost sounds like I'm saying stage, stage? It's not what I'm saying, but without that little puff of air, that T can sort of sound closer to a D, because a D does not have that little burst of air. This is kind of getting into some deeper linguistic stuff here, but you might enjoy it. So because we're doing a narrow transcription, I can add in this extra information. Stage, stage. The vowel sound is the same, but I'm going to add in a little bit of extra information for that A as well, because we hold it a little bit long. I would call it an elongated vowel. Stage. Here, listen again. I'm not saying stage, stage, stage. I'm kind of sitting on that sound for a moment. Oh, look, I smudged it. Smudge is a good word too. So because it's a little long, I'm going to put that little colon after that, and that shows that the sound before it is stretched a little bit long. Stage, stage. And this is something that happens very frequently, yes, in a stressed syllable, but also before a voiced sound. And this j here is a voiced sound. I have vibration in my throat when I say this word, this sound. J, j, j. There is a voiceless version, a version of the sound with no vibration in the throat, and we think of it as the CH sound. Ch, ch. Here's the symbol for it. But for the j, which is usually like a J or a G, we use this symbol. This one has no vibration at the throat. This one has vibration at the throat. And you can hear it, you can feel it if you gently touch the front of your throat. you can feel that there's no vibrations there for the ch sound, but there is for the j, ch, j, ch, j. Okay, and there's still nothing after that j sound. I'm not going to add any extra information. So I can close my brackets here, and like before, because it's a monosyllabic word, a single syllable word, I don't have to put in any stress markers for this. Look how much more information is there. That is actually how I am saying it. Stage, stage. Very interesting to start looking at narrow transcription. Typically, I'm just going to stick to the broad transcription on this page because this is for people who want to learn these broad IPA symbols for their speech sounds. As always, if you have any questions or if you have a special word that you'd like me to transcribe, leave a message in the comments below. I'd be happy to help. Also, love you to subscribe.